Hey guys, Ryan from Let Me Be Critic, and this is my review of The Gentleman.
I want you to play a game with me, Ray.
I don't want to play a game.
Oh, please.
No.
I said play a game with me, Raymond.
Right.
Lovely.
Sweet Mary Jane is my vice.
The plot begins to thicken. Now, I can't be specific about the heroes and zeros, but our protagonist is a hungry animal. Our antagonist explodes on the scene like a millennial firework.
The film is a British crime drama starring Matthew McConaughey as Mickey Pearson, the head of the Bush game in all of England.
Weed, bush, skunkamola, White Widow super cheese.
Who is trying to retire and leave the game, and his retirement causes a lot of different characters from throughout the underworld trying to usurp his throne and all the things that come about. I am a really big fan of Guy Ritchie's early work, that being Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, and more importantly, Snatch.
What do I know about diamonds? I'm a boxing promoter.
I've got a bare knuckle fight. I want to use the pikey. What? You're going to have to repeat that.
What?
Snatch, I am a huge fan of. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It is, like this film, a fantastic ensemble cast. It's very funny. It has a lot of fun. It has a kinetic pace, and I highly recommend it. After those, Guy Ritchie went on to make films like Swept Away with his now ex-wife Madonna, Sherlock Holmes, King Arthur, and The Legend of the Sword. Some people like Man from U.N.C.L.E. Aladdin, I didn't really think was directed that well, but I don't like Guy Ritchie when he makes big budget films, I think. I didn't mind all of Aladdin, but I just don't think Guy Ritchie is that kind of person to make those kinds of movies, and I think Sherlock Holmes has some fun with it. There's some things to like about Man from U.N.C.L.E. King Arthur is horrendous. Aladdin is Aladdin. But I like when Guy Ritchie makes more of these British crime dramas, which is what he started with. And I think that The Gentleman fully fits in that realm of those crime films. Guy Ritchie has tried to go back to these movies once before. He tried with the film Rock and Rolla.
What do you want?
You.
Dance?
You're a dancer.
Am I a dancer?
There are parts of that movie that I like, but it felt more like an imitation than the actual thing of Snatch or Lock, Stock. The Gentleman feels like it could be in a trilogy with Lock, Stock, and Snatch. I feel like the film kind of mirrors Guy Ritchie in a way, where Guy Ritchie is now an experienced filmmaker. He's not the brash, young, tough guy that he was in the beginning of his film career, but now he's showing with The Gentleman that he can still get hard, just like Matthew McConaughey's character. Guy Ritchie can still bring it. If you want Guy Ritchie to bring a nice crime drama, nice British caper with some fun stuff, some good jokes, some good action, good humor, great performances all around. Matthew McConaughey gives one of his best performances post-McConaissance. Charlie Hunnam is an actor who I love in Sons of Anarchy, but I feel like Charlie Hunnam just constantly is bad in like every movie that he's in. Even Pacific Rim, which I'm a big fan of, I think Charlie Hunnam is terrible in, and he's the lead. He's the lead of Pacific Rim. And he's not that good in Pacific Rim. I love Charlie Hunnam. I think Sons of Anarchy is one of my favorite shows of the past decade. Big Sons of Anarchy fan. I think Charlie Hunnam is not that great in a lot of movies. He's fantastic in this movie. One scene in particular, he steals the showing. Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell has a small role, steals the show as a character named Coach.
His name is Fahok, but spelled with a PH, so it sounds like Fahok.
Please!
All right, Fahok, Conda Fahok.
Please!
Who's a boxing coach whose group kind of get embroiled in all this. They're a really cool group. They're called the Toddlers. I don't want to talk about them a lot. They're awesome. The Toddlers are great. I want to see more videos with the Toddlers. I love Colin Farrell's performance. The first scene Colin Farrell shows up in, steals the scene. Completely commandeers the scene, pulls you in. You're like, I want to know everything about this guy. Tell me everything about this guy. I'm all in. I'm all in on Coach. Hugh Grant gives probably the most divisive performance. I love his performance. It's my favorite Hugh Grant performance. There's not a lot of Hugh Grant movies I'm really a big fan of. You know, like, I guess I like 9 Months. But yeah, Hugh Grant gives a performance unlike any other performance he's ever given. I can see where some people would say it's offensive. I wouldn't consider it offensive. I think it's more cheeky than offensive, but I could totally understand if you feel that way. I think he gives a great performance. I think it's extremely funny. I like a lot of the stuff his character brings. His character is kind of the narrator who kind of pieces everything together, and I love the way it's presented. I love the way the story unfolds. I think this has a really tight script, and it's edited immaculately. So I don't think I have much more to say other than I think The Gentleman is a fantastic movie. It is my favorite movie of the year so far, and I highly recommend watching it right now. It's on VOD, so you have no reason to do anything but go watch The Gentleman right now. It's fantastic. I rated a 9.1 out of 10. Right now, it is my highest ranked movie of 2020. Will it get knocked out? Maybe. Who knows? I did see this when it came out in the beginning of January. Fun fact, I saw this movie early in the day because I thought I had work. So I was like, oh, let me go see it and knock it out because I really wanted to see it. I was really excited to see this movie. So I went, I saw it, I was all excited. Turns out I didn't have work that night. And I was hanging out with a bunch of my friends. And they're like, hey, what do you want to do? And I was like, guys, The Gentleman was really good. I'll see it again. I don't care. So I saw The Gentleman twice in the same day. And then later in the week, I saw it a third time with one of my friends. So I am all aboard The Gentleman. I watched it now that it's been on VOD. I've already watched it again. So I've seen The Gentleman 4 times. This isn't like a review where it's like, oh, you know, he really loved it, but he only saw it once. I've watched it 4 times and it came out in January. I watched it 4 times. The Gentleman is a great movie. The Gentleman's fucking fantastic. I love it. They use a certain curse word more in this film than any other word. Not fuck. Not the one I can say. They say a word I can't say because I would get in trouble from the YouTube policia. And I don't want the policia after me. I'm new. I'm a new YouTuber. I don't need the YouTube policia after me. But they use this one word more in this movie than any other movie, and it's done in like a way where it's like art. Like, it's like, oh my God, like, I didn't even know you could use a word that way. Ooh, you did it like that. Like, ooh, I'm going to take notes. Like, I'm going to write this down when I'm, like, really mad at somebody and I use that word. And I immediately get slapped in the face. Like, but that's, you know, you don't say that word. I can't tell you what it is. Watch The Gentleman. You'll know exactly. Because they're going to say it 50 times. You'll be like, oh, I know what word he was talking about now. It was that one that I didn't say because you thought I was going to say it. But I gotcha. Okay, so, fun story. So when I saw King Arthur and the Legend of the Sword, because I'm never going to talk about that movie ever again, so that was my chance. When I saw King Arthur in theaters, I went to my local theater that one of my friends was the manager at the time. So I went to the theater, I said hi to him, I went in, I watched the movie. I did not like King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, because it's King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. Of course I didn't like it. It's a small theater. I didn't even know there was anybody else in there. I walk out, I'm talking to my friend, and a woman walks out of the theater that I was just in, and she is wearing a t-shirt that is literally the poster of the movie on her shirt with Charlie Hunnam's face on it. And she walks out, and she looks at my friend with a big thumb in her hand and goes, totally worth another ride. Now, what I didn't know and that he then just told me was when she came in, she bought 2 tickets for the movie. And when I went was her first showing, and then she was going to a second showing immediately after. Like, the movie ended, and then he just started replaying it again. She just went right back in. She got more popcorn, got some soda, went right back into the theater. Totally worth another ride. It was just the way that it was done, and because it was King Arthur, and the fact that she was wearing a shirt of the movie, and she bought 2 tickets right off the bat, knowing, like, I'm gonna see this twice. And, like, also the fact that, like, I did that with The Gentleman. I saw it twice in the same day. Not in the same way. And I didn't go back the second time with a shirt with the fucking movie's poster on. And I was like, totally worth another ride. That didn't happen. I kind of wish I did it, but it would have been like, it wouldn't have been the same. But it's the only time I'm going to be able to tell this story. So I wanted to tell this story right now. So anyway, guys, that's my review of The Gentleman. I highly recommend watching it, so I really think you should go see it right now in your homes because that's where it is. Comment below, guys, what's your favorite Guy Ritchie movie? Do you like British crime films? Have you ever seen a British crime film? What's your favorite British crime film? Sound off in the comments below, guys. I'm going to have another video out for you tomorrow. And just, subscribe. Please share this with everyone you know, guys. I want to get the views up on this. I'm having fun doing this, but the more people I can share this with, the better. So anyway, that's my review, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.